The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? TGIF, baby. Let's go. This market absolutely is sending it on both sides of the token, the stock market and the crypto market. Guys, this is exactly what we talked about on Wednesday. This is exactly what we predicted what was going to happen. We said that if certain things lined up the way that they were going to line up, that we were going to see this and we were going to see the market go. You know, I don't do a lot of streams that say, yo, I said this and this happened and I said this and this should happen. But yo, I tell you, we're going to get into it today because, yo, we gave you guys the heads up. We were on here, we were talking about it. We said, yo, if these things happen, this is what's going to go down. And man, TGIF, did it go down, baby. We have so much positive news going on right now. We're in this situation that we've been waiting to be in for about three and a half years now, right? We're in it. We're in this situation. And yo, what a beautiful situation. If you were here for 3.5 years, building your bags, doing what you got to do, oh, you are in an absolute beautiful situation right now. And yo, we called all this, you know. And like I said, I don't do a lot of streams where I like, oh, I told you this, I told you that. But yo, we called all this right here, sitting right here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, up at it, doing our things first thing in the morning, talking about the market, talking about what's coming, talking about what needs to happen. And yo, it's all starting to come together. We got a lot of news to get into today because there's a lot of good news out there right now. And yo, we are definitely in it. We are in it. Good morning, Junior. Good morning, Junior. Good morning, Glenn. Good morning, Glenn. Yeah, we're pumping this bad boy up, baby. We pump it up. Good morning, Ken. Good early afternoon to you. Rise and grind, baby. We are up. We are at it. We are rising. We are grinding. We're doing what we got to do. Yo, but we call this, yo, Pepe killing it, Glenn. Ken. Pepe is killing it right now. Did we call it? Did we tell you? Just buy. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Told you about Pepe. It's going to happen. Just keep buying the dips, buy the low. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. No big deal. You know, a little pullback here, a little pullback there. No big deal. It'll happen. But, yo, we are definitely up. We are definitely at it today, and we are going to get into it. Ken, good afternoon, brother. Good afternoon, brother. You know what the deal is. You know where we're at, baby. So here we go. Let's go. Let's see what the hell we got going on today. Asian markets, they close good. They look good. European markets over there where Ken's at, yo, they look absolutely phenomenal. They look like they're trading on the upside today. United States pre-markets, yo, they look great. They look great. They look like they doing their thing, man. And it looks like another beautiful day in the market. It looks like another beautiful day to make money. That's what it looks like. So what we got going on? Trump's deal with the UK definitely set the precedent, and this is what we needed a deal. They needed a tariff deal, and they got one. They got one with the UK. It wasn't, people call it low-hanging fruit. Oh, it's low-hanging fruit. That's an easy deal. What people don't realize and what they don't notice, is what was said. The precedent has been set. There's a 10% tariff going to be across the board. The precedent has been set, right? And there's been some exceptions to trade during these negotiations, as far as cars and things go. And this is what people wanted to see. This is what the market wanted to see. What's the baseline for tariffs? The baseline for tariffs is 10%, right? So now the market can come back in and price in the baseline. There's the baseline, 10%. It was set. It was there. There you go. And not only that, you have the United States going over to Switzerland this weekend to start negotiations with China. Yo, we said it right here. We said it on the channel. We said it right here. We don't need a deal with China right away. What we need is conversations with China. That's what we need. Need positive conversations with China. Trump, during his press conference with the UK, came out and said, you know what? We want to deal with China. We want to make this deal. We want friendly negotiations. Selmo, good morning, my brother. Pump it up, baby. Pump it up, TGIF. But Trump came out during his press conference and says, we want positive negotiations with China. We want to get a deal done, but we want a fair deal, right? And, talking about opening it up for everybody. And, that's what people needed to hear. We talked about that on Wednesday, guys. The only thing we needed was positive conversations, and that's what we got. That's what we got on this press conference. So baseline has been set, 10% tariffs. That's all the market needed to hear. Now they can start the price in the baseline. That's all they needed to hear. And we talked about it, and we sent it. FOMC meeting, no rate cut. We knew that. We said that if Powell came out and he was very level-headed, right? And he wasn't taking rate cuts off of the table based on the data, that we would have a positive market. Guess what? He didn't take rate cuts off the table. And guess what? We had a positive market. We called it. We said it right here. Yeah, UK trade deal and the new Pope. The Pope loves crypto, baby. The new Pope loves crypto. And the new Pope is from Chicago, baby. United States, from Chicago. Young guy, too. 60-something, I think. 60 in his 60s. Yo, that's positive stuff, man. But we called it right here. We said it. And like I said, I don't do a lot of streams where I'm like, oh, yeah, I told you this, I told you that. Usually we just talk about it. We let it go. But, fuck it. I got time today. So we're going to talk about it. NVIDIA rocking 117. What happened? Why is the chips rocking right now over there in the stock market? Because when Biden was on his way out, he put in trade restrictions for chips. And the trade restrictions went tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And that's how much they charge. Now, Trump and his administration said, we're going to take all that off the table, and we're going to negotiate with each individual company, with each individual country for chips, right? How much chips they could get from the United States companies. Guess what? That sends your tech stocks off of the charts, right? So, all this is happening, baby. We talked about it. It's all going down, man. It's all going down. And we're going to get into some price action, but we got to get into why we are where we are, right? Why are we explosive? Ethereum, ADA, Doge. The moves are these moves right here in Ethereum, ADA, and Doge blasted 800 million in shorts, crushed them. Don't short the market on Fed Day. You never short the market on Fed Day. You never long the market on Fed Day either. You wait. XRP case. Let's talk about it. The case. We got settlement. 50 mil. We got a settlement. The only thing that's left is for Judge Torres to sign off on the injunction of the institutional investors. That's it. She's going to sign it. Matter of days, right? Got a settlement. 50 mil. 50 mil. Way lower. Way lower than what anybody expected. Way lower. So this deal is all but done. So now the talk is, Can XRP become the number 2 crypto by market cap? We know that that's going to happen. We talked about that here. It's going to happen. No disrespect to Ethereum, because Ethereum's been on a massive run in the past 24 hours. So we're not going to sit up here and disrespect Ethereum. Ethereum's doing its thing, but it lagged the market, the whole bear market. XRP is going to have a crap ton of use case here, which is going to bring it up to number 2. So the question is, will XRP become the number 2 crypto? Yeah, it's going to become the number 2 crypto in this bull market. We talked about it. We called it here. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. No disrespect to Ethereum, but XRP just is getting ready to do its thing, right? And the thing about XRP is people forget XRP sat out almost two bull runs, right? A lot of pent up demand. Banks got to come online here with ISO 2022 in July. And a lot of them are going to be using XRP. The thing about XRP that people don't understand and they miss is XRP has been acquiring companies to build the guardrails for all of this. They've been acquiring companies, and they've been building their infrastructure to build the guardrails for all of this cross-border payments, ISO 2022 payments, and all of that. And not a lot of people talk about it, and it doesn't get a lot of headlines, but they are literally buying custodial companies, buying all of these guardrails to make them move this market. So they own a lot. They own a lot of the train tracks, right? And the train is on the tracks, and XRP owns a lot of the track, and that's why they'll become the number 2 crypto. Like, look, this case is all but over. It's behind us. It had to get behind us. It had to get behind us because ISO's got to come on in July. This clearly opens the door for the XRP ETFs. Clearly opens the door for the XRP ETFs. The door is now wide the hell open for the ETFs. And you're going to see BlackRock and Fidelity and everybody else step right into these XRP ETFs. You're going to see them step right into them. And when they do, I am under the belief at this point that the XRP ETFs will have more demand in the next 2 months than the Ethereum ETF. And that's why I think it's going to push it. Scottish, good morning, man. Good morning, man. Good morning. What a day, baby. Yes, what a day. We're going to get moving, baby. We're going to get moving, Scottish. What a day, my brother. We are killing it, baby. Well, we talked about it here on this channel. We told you exactly what was going to happen. It's all going down. It's all going down. And XRP though, ETFs are incoming. And when they get here, the coast is clear for XRP. The coast is definitely clear. But yeah, let's look at what's actually going on over here. Guys. Hopefully StreamYard, there we go. StreamYard brought it up on my screen now. Let's look, because we called a lot of this, right? Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, 70. What I tell you guys for weeks now, when this thing got to 70, we were going to see what? Altcoin season. What's that say right there? Altcoin season, right? It's right there. Boom. 40 out of 100. We're there. We're in altcoin season. Just in altcoin season, though. So pay attention to that. We're just tipping altcoin season right here. But definitely in altcoin season, which is why your alts are moving. We call this. I told you 70 was the number. 70 was the number. I've been preaching to you guys about 70 being the number for months. 70 is that number. Look at the market cap of crypto. 3.27 trillion. When we streamed on Wednesday, we were sitting, 3 trillion. Let's call it an even 3 trillion. To $27 billion of positive inflows came into this market in 2 days. Tell me big institutions ain't making money. Look at this. Look at that. Look at the movement on that. Tell me you can't make money like that on the stock market. That's why institutions are here. You can't make money. And we did all of this. All of this was done. And look at the inflows of the ETFs. They weren't even on a massive run yet, right? They weren't even on a massive run. You had the Bitcoin ETF only putting out 142 million of positive inflows, right? Come over here to May 1st, right? They put out $676,000 of positive inflows. Think about that. Your ETFs didn't even put out a big day, and you had this major pump up in the market. What's going to happen when people wake up this morning and they want to FOMO into the market? You literally could have a massive spike in ETF volume today alone. Got Bitcoin dominance is coming down. This is what you want to see in altcoin season. It's coming down 62.7%. Look at the Ethereum dominance, moved up to 8.7%. This thing was down to 7.3% on Wednesday. That is a massive move for Ethereum dominance. Massive. That's when you know that you're in altcoin season, right? So there's your overview, right? There's the overview. What the hell are we doing on chain over here, right? So who's winning on chain? Maybe for some reason these ain't my DeFi Llama never really cooperates. There we go. Where are we going on chain? Look at Solana smoking it 2.3. Solana is smoking it at $3.3 billion of 24-hour trading volume. $3.3 billion of 24-hour trading volume. Smoking it. BSC, number 2, $2 billion. Ethereum, number 3, $1.6 billion. And look at your boy Base at number 4, almost cracking a bill. And then that one coin that we've been talking about, that one coin I've been telling you about is Arbitron. That blockchain just sticking up there. And then you got Sway. You got Sui, right? Definitely doing this thing. And we're going to get into Sui here in a minute. Definitely doing this thing. Blockchains are moving. So you got Sui rounding out the top 6. ETH is up 500. And in a few days, it is. ETH is moving. ETH is going to have its day. We said that here, right? ETH will have its day, right? ETH will have its day. ETH is going to 8K. ETH will get to 8K. A lot of people are predicting 10K, 11K. ETH is going to 8K. That's going to be the top, which is no slouch from where it is right now. Ken, no slouch, right? That's a massive move. It's just not going to get to that 10K mark. I don't think that everybody thinks it's going to get to, but I do think it's going to do all of 8K. I think it's reasonable. I think it's a very reasonable projection for Ethereum. And they had their massive upgrade that just came out. Petra just came out. You don't hear any negative news about Petra. It seems to be running fine. Does it lower gas fees? I don't know. One of the biggest upgrades in it is you can trade. You don't have to use Ethereum as your gas token. Like if you have a different token in your wallet, you can use it to trade, so on and so forth. Let's say you got Pepe in your wallet and you want to buy Chainlink. You can use your Pepe to buy Chainlink. But see, on the back end of that, it's converting it to Ethereum anyways, and then moving it that way. But, so it's just a workaround, right? It's just a workaround. But it's a positive move forward, right? But does it lower gas fees? I don't know. That's yet to be seen. We're in altcoin season, so we're gonna really find out here in a minute. But we're definitely really gonna find out here in a minute as this market starts to move up and up and up. And if it doesn't lower gas fees to a reasonable level, then what's the sense, right? So I want to share something with you guys I think is very, very important for why we are where we are, right? I think we gotta pay attention to why we are. Look at Bitcoin passes Amazon in market cap. Bitcoin right now has a bigger market cap than Amazon, y'all. than Amazon. Think about that for a minute. Bitcoin is worth more than Amazon. So I just want you guys to understand where the hell we are in crypto, right? But I also want you to know why we are where we are, right? And this was some news that happened yesterday that I don't think that a lot of people pay attention to. But this is going to drive. This is going to drive a lot of the market right here. Oh crap. What did I do? All right, yeah, we're good. So I want to start this over.
More than 50 million Americans hold some form of cryptocurrency. This digitalization of financial services. More than 50 million Americans hold some form of cryptocurrency. This digitalization of financial services is not a trend. It is a transformation. Here at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, we've confirmed that national banks and federal savings associations may engage in certain cryptocurrency activities responsibly in order to serve their customers. OCC-regulated banks may provide custody services, including the safekeeping and secure storage of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets, all on behalf of their customers. The banks we supervise also may buy and sell cryptocurrencies they hold in custody at their customers' direction. Additionally, these banks may provide other custody services, including record keeping, tax, or reporting services for their customers. OCC banks may use a sub-custodian to provide the same services, subject to appropriate third-party risk management practices. While a range of cryptocurrency and digital asset activities may be performed by banks and their third parties, I want to be clear that the OCC expects these activities to be conducted in a safe and sound manner and in compliance with applicable law. To learn more, please visit OCC.com.
So I hope that when you guys heard that, you heard what I heard, right? You heard what I heard. Your banks can now custodian your crypto, and they can buy crypto on your behalf. Think about that for a minute. They can now buy crypto on your behalf, custodian your crypto for you, and do all that good stuff, right? Now, we as DeFi people, right? We're not going to do that because it doesn't make sense. But think about the normie going into the bank and buying Bitcoin. How bullish that is. Remember, the banks couldn't touch crypto before. That happened yesterday, guys. That happened yesterday. That just happened yesterday. Glenn, did I do my research on Bull Run Life? Yeah, I did. Get USDC rewards. I'm in there. I'm getting some. I got a bag. I got a small bag. I'll build on it depending on. I want to see what my actual rewards are. So we'll see. We'll see what the return on investment is. And then that'll let me know how much to invest based on return for investment. But yeah, I did my research. It seems legit. Seems legit. So we'll see. I'm not in it for pennies though. I do my math, right? If you get X amount return, then if I bump it up to this much, then what do I get, right? So gotta do that math. So let's look at our price action. But don't underestimate the video I just showed you about banks being able now to custodian your crypto. Don't underestimate that. Don't do that because when you can go into a bank and you can like literally buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy Solana, that's a game changer. All right, we're going to see, Glenn. We're going to see if I'm happy or not. You hitting your bank up ASAP? Let's go. That's what I'm saying. Like, think about it, though. Like, and think about, like your bank can now custodian crypto. That's huge. That's huge. Big change from the last administration. Huge change. That's what one of the reasons why we're sitting in this market, man. It's this change. So yeah, look at Pepe up 41.6% today. Just today. 24 hours, guys. We told you guys about Pepe. We looked at this, man. We told you guys. Look at this market. It's all green. Look at this damn thing on the day. It's all green. God damn, there's a lot of money up in there. Look at this thing on the hour is green too. Moving to the positive side again today. We're moving to the positive side again today. Let's look at this. Bitcoin, $103,379, baby. This baby is moving. Remember, 108's the high. 108's the high. We're going to touch 108. It's Friday, guys. Remember, it's the weekend. We may get a little pullback on the weekend, but that's okay. We'll get to 108. We'll get there. Look at Ethereum. $2,369 moving, baby. Just remember on Wednesday, this thing was $1,800. It was $1,800 on Wednesday. Moving. I own Ethereum. Even though I talk shit about Ethereum, I own Ethereum. Still own it. Still think it's going to do 8K. Still think it's going to do 8K. So why not own it? Look at XRP. $2.42. Why is XRP sitting at $2.42, baby? Because the case is getting ready to be over. Once Torres writes off on this thing, on this last injunction piece, the fine is way lower than what anybody expected. They're building the guardrails. ISO 2022 is coming on board in July. SWIFT has to get on board in November. I don't know. Tell me why these ISO tokens are moving. Well, I don't know. Shit, we've been talking about it here forever. Look at XRP, $2.40, baby. Let's go. BNB way over $639. We just showed you on the blockchain. BNB was a number 2 mover in 24 hours. BNB is absolutely killing it. Look at Solana, baby. $174. $174, Selmo. Solana's moving. Let's go. It is going to run into some resistance right around 175, but we'll see if it can break through. Anything's possible today. Look at Dogecoin up to 20 cents. Dogecoin's making that move. But here's Cardano, baby. Cardano, man, I don't know. Selma, what were we saying about Cardano at 40 cents? What were we saying about Cardano at 40 cents, Selma? Selma, what were we saying? Man? So buy it. Just buy it. Just hold on to it. Cardano's about to make a move. There's people on here saying market cap's too big. Same thing they said about XRP. Market cap's too big. Market cap matters. Yeah, market cap does matter. Market cap is a huge factor in where your price is going. But if you believe that the total market cap crypto is going to be right around 10 trillion, 8 to 10 trillion, these market caps are kind of small, right? And who's out here innovating? Cardano just integrated with Bitcoin. Showed it off at a conference. Now sitting at 80 cents. Told you guys about this at 40 cents. Here we go, right? Here we go. Look at Sui. $3.98. Yo, again, we've been on Sui forever, man. This thing is absolutely moving. First bull run. It's the first bull run for Sui. What's Sui gonna do? We have no idea. First bull run. First bull run for this project. But I don't know. It's sitting at 11, performing pretty damn well in the beginning of this altcoin season. Probably should have picked that up. Chainlink, $16.21. $16.21 on the Chainlink, baby. It's going to feed all these blockchains. It's going to feed it. AVAX, probably going to be the #1 gaming blockchain out there. $23.58. Told you guys, anything under $20 for AVAX was an absolute steal. Stellar broke into the 30-cent range. Oh, let's look at it. Stellar, we're buying Stellar at 9 cents. At 9 cents. Hold on to it. That's what we're saying. SHIB, putting in the red candle right now on the hour. But, Pepe is going to be that #2 meme token. I know we don't talk a lot about SHIB and this and that. And SHIB is still a positive play. SHIB's got a 10x in it in this bull market. It just doesn't have what Pepe has. SHIB's had its day. It lost 6 zeros on its way up to number 15. It lost 6 zeros. People are looking for the next SHIB. They're not looking for SHIB. They're looking for the next SHIB. And that's why people are moving to Pepe, right? That's why people are moving to Pepe. H-bar sitting at 20 cents right now. Yo, H-bar is going to smoke it this bull run. They're going to smoke it. They're going to kill it. All of these ISO tokens are going to kill it. And H-bar is going to get an ETF as well. H-bar will get an ETF. Polkadot will get an ETF. Litecoin will get an ETF. XRP is going to get 18 ETFs. 18 ETFs. Dogecoin will get an ETF. There's a lot of ETFs out there right now that are going to be approved. And this is why do I keep saying that? Because I think that's going to be the every bull cycle has a theme. And I think the theme of this bull cycle is going to be who has an ETF. That's going to push the market. Pepe, yo, 40126. I don't know. Yo, Ken, when it was at 5055, when Pepe was at 5056, when Pepe was at 506, when Pepe was at 507, what were we saying on here? We saying, hold on, baby. Don't sweat. Don't sweat it. Hold on. What were we saying? What were we saying to everybody? Can't hold on. Pepe's going to have its day. And just hold on. It's going to make the run. We're telling everybody,
Stop being a bitch and come on.
That's what we was telling them, Ken. That's what we was telling them. Someone was on here talking about, I don't know, man, I'm going to sell my Pepe. We said, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Selmo. Don't do that. We still here. Pepe's still here. That's what we said. You tell them, stop it. We here. Look at Pi. 74 cents. Pi Network, 74 cents. Making that move. Making that move. Making that move. Pi's doing his thing. Your whole market's moving, man. Call it. Call the top. I told you guys stay in the top 100. Just stay in the top 100. You don't even got to put your money at a huge risk. Just stay in the top 100. Top 100 showing massive gains. Check out Peanut. Yo, we gonna look at Peanut. We gonna look at all the meme coins right now. Let's look at it. Where the hell is my boy Peanut? Where the hell is my boy Peanut? That damn squirrel. Where's that damn squirrel? Look at Pepe down 3% on the hour. Oh shit, we over here talking. Pepe Peanut down 1%. Where is it at on the day though? What did it do yesterday? 39.2%. Look at Peanut, 56.1%. Yo, Peanut. This squirrel is freaking moving, baby. It's springtime. This motherfucker going out gathering nuts. Look at my boy Peanut. 57%. Ooh. Look at Moody. Look at Moody. 177%. Look at that, Selma. Look at Moody. 177% up. In 24 hours, 177% up. That's what I'm saying, Ken. Holy smokes. This market is moving. But yo, Ken, we thought the squirrel was dead, man, at 57.6% up. That squirrel ain't dead, baby. What did Mung do, Selma? 10%? That's not bad for 24 hours. That's not bad for 24 hours. But these meme coins. But look at Moodang. Look at Moodang. Gotta be the winner in 24 hours. Gotta be the winner, baby. Whoo! Look at that. Look, Popcat. You guys know I'm high on Popcat, 10.8%. Where is Popcat's price at right now? 52 cents. Take it back a month. It was down to 30-something cents. We moving, baby. We moving. What the hell? The hell, man. Look at that move. Look at that move from Moodang. Look at that move. This damn squirrel, though. This damn squirrel's out here collecting nuts. 50%. We got it. We're moving. We're moving to the upside. We're gonna. It looks like. I'm just telling you guys what it looks like. It's Friday, so we got to be careful, right? Going into the weekend, we always got to be careful going into. I want to bring back down to reality a little bit too. Got to be careful going into the weekend, right? But yo, the market definitely looks like it wants to push up again today. It looks like it wants to push up. All signs are that it's pushing up again. And remember what I said about the ETFs. We had a bad day yesterday, not a bad day, but an average day yesterday in ETF positive inflow. Now, when people wake up this morning and they look at this market that we're looking at over here, you know what's going to happen in that ETF market. You know what's going to happen. Well, what Trump said about the tariffs in China was that they can't get any higher, right? They can't get any higher, right? So that's what he said, and they can't. You're at this tipping point right now, right? You're at this tipping point where they can't get any higher. So the only way that they're going to negotiate is down, right? So now you have a situation where you now have the baseline set up, right? The baseline is 10%. The baseline is 10%. The high is 140, right? So where's that negotiating room with China in between 10 and 140? There's a lot of meat on that bone. There's a lot of room to negotiate there, right? And they don't need a deal right away. The United States and China people are under the impression that, oh, we got to have this deal. We got to have, no, you don't. What you got to have is positive talks, moving forward, moving in the right direction. That's what people want to hear, right? And you heard that yesterday when they signed that UK deal, right? And if you looked at the UK deal, there was exceptions in that deal. They said you can bring in so many cars tariff-free, and then we're going to start charging you the 25% tariff on automobiles after that number, right? So there's exceptions. There's deals to be made inside the deal. You have a deal, and then you have deals inside the deal that make that deal more appealing than what somebody who doesn't understand what they're looking at can see. But the deal inside the deal is where you see the sausage being made, right? So yeah, everybody says, oh, there's 10% tariff, but what they don't understand with the UK, there's exceptions to that 10% tariff. There's limits to that 10% tariff. Bring in X amount tariff free, and then we'll tariff you after that. So there's deals inside of that deal. And you're going to see China do the same thing. The deal that's going to be made with China, you got to make a lot of sausage, right? When it comes to China, because there's a big trade deficit there. And we're the number one consumer. So you're going to see this deal get made eventually. It doesn't need to get made right away. There's probably going to be a lot of talks before we get a deal. You're going to see this deal finally get finalized, but there's going to be deals inside of that deal that are going to be very important, right? You know, technology inside of that deal, pharmaceuticals inside of that deal, different things like that are going to be very important. But the baseline is 10 and the max is 140. Yeah, the UK cut interest. They're cutting interest rates. They're cutting interest rates around the world. And that's one of the reasons that Trump is calling Powell out. Yo, why aren't you cutting our interest rates? Cutting interest rates around the world. Why aren't you cutting ours? You know? So it's a legitimate conversation. It's a legitimate conversation that Trump is saying to Powell. You know, it's legitimate. You know. Immigration is important. You know, we gotta protect these borders. It's a problem. We have to protect these borders. We have to, you know, we got it. They needed immigration, you know, enforcement. You know, the borders were open way too open, and immigration needed to be top priority, right? You know, at the end of the day, I heard a report yesterday that says there were so many illegal immigrants that came here, you know, over the past 4 years. It was in the United States, it equaled 2 Nebraskas, 2 states of Nebraska. Can't have that. Can't have that. I'm all about legal immigration. If you come here legally, I don't have a problem. But you can't. We can't. You can't throw 2 Nebraskas in there. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, man. Needed to be taken care of. Was it taken care of in the way that everybody wanted to see it taken care of? Absolutely not. But it needed to be addressed. Just like these trade deficits. Everybody always talked about them, but nobody wanted to actually make the sausage and address them. You know, everybody, you know, was dancing around it. Oh, yeah, it's a problem, but nobody wanted to address it. Do I like the way that it's being addressed? No. But is it a problem? Yeah, it's a problem. And they need to address it. They need to fix it, right? So I don't like the way they're fixing it, but yeah, nobody else was even willing to touch it. So it is what it is. Sausage is being made. You may not like the taste of the sausage, but it's being made. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Selmo. I don't like the way that it's being done, right? I don't like the way that's being done. But somebody needed to do the sausage, right? Somebody needed to make nobody else wanted to touch it, you know. Nobody else wanted to touch it. With Big White saying right here, you read the other day. What? Nike and exemption. Yeah, China can give Nike all the exemptions they want, right? You know what I mean? But the bottom line is they're going to tax the hell out of Nike when they get here. And they need us. They need us bad, Big Watts. We're the number one consumer nation. You know, we consume 15% of China's manufacturing, right? 15%. That's a lot. That's a lot. And you know, China's the number one manufacturer in the world, right? And for us to consume 15% of the number one, you know, for us to consume 15% of their manufacturing, and they're the biggest in the world, that's a big hit to their economy. because there's no ships coming in right now. There's no ships coming in the United States from China right now. The ports are empty. And they can say, you know, that's going to affect jobs. It will affect jobs. There's no doubt about it. It will affect jobs. But you have to make this sausage somehow. And I'm not saying that we're making it the right way, but we got to, you had to do something. Everybody was just talking about it. You had to do something. Fat ASI, 86 cents right now. Come on, man. We told you guys about this one at 50 cents, man. Yo, this market is freaking booming. But how about XRP, man? I just want to bang down on XRP for you guys, man. This case, it's getting ready to actually get the final seal of approval, man. It's just up to Judge Torres to sign off on the injunction for institutions, right? And you heard what we just were playing with the banks, custodian your money. You know what I mean? Custodian your crypto, right? Here in the United States, being able to go into the bank and buy Bitcoin, being able to hold your Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or whatever that bank wants to custodian inside of that bank. We won't do that. We don't do that, man. Don't do that. But for the normies, that opens up a whole new market, right? And when we talk about XRP, we talk about 18 ETFs that are getting ready to come out, spot ETFs, right? And because of this case is getting wrapped up, it clearly opens the door for these ETFs to roll out sooner than what we thought. And I think this is why they waited. I kept telling you guys they were going to wait. This is why they kicked that can down the road till June. They needed to. They needed this. They needed the everything clear. They needed the all clear. And they're going to get it. Now you're going to see BlackRock and Fidelity come in here and make major investments in XRP. It's going to happen, you know, because they see the ETF demand that's out there for XRP. You'll see BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, all of them guys come in and make major investments into XRP, right? So get ready. And I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you like everybody else. Like, oh, XRP is going to go up to $100. I'm not doing that shit, right? But what I will tell you is that $5, $7 clearly on the table for XRP. Clearly. And XRP will be the number 2 crypto on this board when it's all said and done. Because when ISO rolls out, they're going to make another major move to the upside in July. And when Swift comes on board in November, they're going to make another push up. So clearly on the table, a lot of movement, a lot of meat on that bone for XRP to move to the upside. A lot. So don't get bogged down in that nonsense. People, $100 XRP. Let's be realistic, right? Let's be realistic about where we're headed as well, right? Got to get to 250 before you get to 5, right? So, you know, let's ride the wave up as it goes without going nuts, right? So we look at the total market cap. That's Pepe. Let's get to the total 3 here. Total 3, 887 billion right now. You see where we're at. We're hitting this line of resistance, right? I think we'll blow through it today. The RSI and everything else is telling us we're on a straight momentum move to the upside. So I think we'll blow through this. We'll make this. We'll probably end up making this resistance support. We're gonna come right through that. We're gonna blow right through that. I think today, as long as we can keep moving to the upside this morning, we'll be fine. We've got Pepe over here doing this thing. Look at that freaking. These are daily candles, guys. Look at that. You know, look at that. And there's a lot of liquidity gaps to fill right here, like to the upside before we get to any type of resistance. So Pepe, a lot of moves to be made there. without a lot of resistance. You got Solana sitting at 173 right now. I think right about here is where we're going to slow down on Solana, right around it looks like right around 180, right up in there. There's some resistance right up in there, so we're probably going to slow down a little bit on Solana up through there. Seiko better stop. Seiko better stop spooning Nancy. Wake up, yo, you better come on. But I think we're gonna hit some resistance with Solana here soon, which is okay. Massive moves to the upside, massive gains. Ethereum, we performed so bad on Ethereum. We literally had to pull this chart all the way back here to get to some sort of mark here, right? So we got to go all the way back here to September of 24 to look at it and say, okay, Ethereum is probably it's coming up on old lines of support right here. So good chance right up in here. 2000, yeah, it looks like 2,370, 80. Looks like we're starting to approach this right here back from 24 in September 24. So looks like we're starting to approach that support line that was right up in there. So we'll see what Ethereum does. It's probably going to turn into resistance at this point, but I think only for a minute. I think Ethereum's going to do just fine. Yeah, Coinbase made a big deal to buy the what you call it. I forget exactly what it was, but I was reading about it this morning. Coinbase stock took a shit. They didn't even meet expectations the other day. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that, but Coinbase didn't. Their earnings came out lower than what was expected for the first quarter. That image makes me vomit. Big watch, dude. So yeah, I mean, we're here on Ethereum. I think Ethereum's got some moves to the upside, but like Bitcoin, man, 108. We're looking at all-time highs right here, right around 108. That's so we're a little bit higher. You know, we're up in here in this 108 area for all-time highs for Bitcoin. Looks like 102.97, starting to hit a little bit of a wall right here, right around this 103. 103 seems to be a little bit of a wall. What's the RSI telling us where we're at? Looks like it's definitely still moving on the upside for the day, but we are starting to hit a little bit of a wall right around 103. So there's some profit taking going on right now, right around that 103 level, which is okay, which is all right. We'll take that. Close your eyes. Yo, you got to close your eyes for that. What we got here with Airdrome, we talked about Airdrome, man. This is a Coinbase-backed project right here on Base. In liquidity provider, right? Sitting at 75 cents, man. We were talking about this thing all the way down here at 30 cents, man. I kept telling you guys that this thing's going to move all the way down there at 30 cents. I was saying like 30, 32, 33 cents. I said, I think that's the bottom, and definitely was the bottom. We're definitely starting to move up here at 75 cents. All-time highs on this thing were up around the $2.30 range. A lot of meat there, still a lot of meat to come off of that. So definitely like where that is. SPX 6900. We talked about this running exactly the same as Pepe, and that's what it's doing, sitting at 67 cents. You throw the Pepe chart right on top of this chart, and you're looking at two green candles here, and you're looking at two massive candles on the Pepe chart as well. They're running exactly in the same direction. RSI looks good, just coming off of that oversold territory, and moving straight to the upside. And this is what's beautiful about the market is you look at all of these charts, right? And you look at the RSI. we're not even in overbought territory on a lot of these cryptos yet. Not even on Ethereum are we in overbought on the daily, right? So when you look at Ethereum, it's still, you see the cross, right? And then you see the cross, but look, it's just starting to break out of that. We're nowhere near the overbought territory. So there's still a lot of room to run on these charts before we start to get to that overbought and it starts to come down a little bit. But so definitely the RSIs are looking pretty damn good. And even with Ondo, we talked about Ondo, real world tokenized assets. I think it's going to be a huge move. We're sitting here at $1.02, busted through that dollar mark was a huge. Ondo's got to stay above $1, right? I think that's the key level for Ondo right now is above that dollar mark. But look at the RSI right here. I mean, again, we're nowhere near where we are up here. This is overbought, right? This is when you kind of know it's going to come down. When you're getting up here in this overbought territory, we're nowhere near that right now. So there's still a lot of room for this to run. A lot of room. Where are we at with Pepe when it comes to the RSI? And are we overbought, oversold? Where are we at? Move it up. Definitely see we're not up there. So there's still a lot of movement here. A lot of Pepe could have a lot of good movement here, given a positive day here. So start to look when you get into this overbought territory up here for a slight decrease, right? For a slight decrease down. But we're not there on the daily. We're just not there on the daily. So and I don't like to drill down to the day, to the hour, to the 15 minutes, because the market's so volatile. If you move out to the daily, the further you move out on the RSIs, the better indication you get of exactly where you're headed, right? I like to stick around the daily because I think that's the clearest indication you can get, right? Come over here to SUI, sitting at $3.99. Here's where SUI's bumping into a lot of resistance, right around this $4 area right here. It's bumping into some resistance. It has for a couple days, right? Today and yesterday, it bumped into a lot of resistance at $4. But look how far down on the RSI this thing is. It's just crossing over oversold, just crossing over oversold. And getting ready to make its move to the upside, but definitely bumping into a lot of resistance at $4. So, there's a lot there. There's still a lot of movement to the upside. That's what that tells me. That's what that tells me, baby. We are definitely ready to rock and roll on this day. On this day, we are definitely ready to rock and roll. So I kept you guys for about an hour. So I'm gonna get out of here, right? But what I will tell you, I'll leave you guys with this. Let's give one last look at the market right here. Bitcoin 103, 102.99. Hovering, like I said, having a 103 seems to be the breakdown point. See if we can get over that today. Ethereum 2,300 and 51. Definitely making a good move to the upside right there, baby. XRP $2.40, bumping its head a little bit at 240. But let's see where we can go with it. Let's see if we can get above that 240 mark, start to push up to 250 on XRP. I think that's the next level on XRP. That's crucial, is that 250 level. If we can get up there and hold that, that's going to be massive. Solana starting to retrace just a little bit, 172. Like I said, right around 170, 178. 178 is gonna be a little bit of a problem for Solana. There's a lot of liquidity right there. Could stall out right around 178 if it gets up there, just for a minute. ADA, doing its thing, man. Watch out for Cardano. Keep telling you guys, watch out for Cardano. You guys don't listen. Knuckleheads. Selmo, they knuckleheads. We talked about SUI, Chainlink, $16.22 right now. Definitely on the move to the upside. Lot of still, even with Link, there's a lot there. It's still undervalued at this point. It's oversold right now. So looks like there is a movement to the upside. HBAR definitely 20 cents. HBAR hanging on this morning. They're all hanging on. Polkadot, watch out for Polkadot. It's going to get an ETF. pay attention to the Polkadot, pay attention to the ETF, pay attention to when it's going to come out. You're going to see Polkadot move off of the news of that ETF. So try to time that right. You know, don't put in a bunch of capital in the Polkadot right now, and just try to time that ETF somewhat right. Look at Kronos back up to 10 cents. We haven't talked a lot about Kronos, but Kronos sitting back at 10 cents right now definitely has a it took a good move to the upside, and it's about freaking time Kronos has actually started to move to the upside. Kronos has been like dormant for a while, a long while, but definitely started to get up to 10 cents here. It had a nice push up this whole week. Kronos has been doing its thing, right? So you know, again, everybody wants Kronos at $1. That's 10x from where it is right now. It's a 10x. So not too late on Kronos if you think it's getting to $1. Definitely not too late on that. Render, another AI project to watch out for, sitting at $4.98 right now. Again, it gets up to this almost $5 level, and it starts to have a little bit of trouble, but it keeps pounding its way back up there. So you know, eventually it's going to break through. There. Polygon, I keep telling you guys, I'm still high on Polygon right now. I think Polygon's going to have a nice run. Back up to 25 cents, doing this thing, but I'm big on FET. Some people call it FET, some people call it SAI. I'm big on this AI play. 85 cents right now. We were talking about this thing at 50 cents, man. So definitely on its way up. And again, I'm big on Algorand. Why am I big on Algorand? Because Algorand is one of these United States cryptos, and I think that Algorand will end up getting some sort of push up just from the regulations that are getting ready to come here in the United States. So I think that that's going to happen. So I think we're going to be good. Yeah. That means Junior's gonna be on X all day today, man. He got his elbow going at it. No cop. Oh, Ken. So, I think we're in a good place today, guys. And it definitely looks like the market is moving to the upside today. So, we like that. We like what we're seeing. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with that, man. Pump it up, baby. We're here. Altcoin season has arrived. And we're just teetering on the edge of altcoin season right now, according to the numbers. Let's see if we can hang on to that altcoin season. Let's see if we can make these altcoins run. One of the biggest things to look at today is the ETF inflows and outflows for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like I said, we had somewhat of a subpar day yesterday. It was just average, and expect a bigger day today with them inflows and outflows, which could push Bitcoin all the way back up over that 103 mark and beyond. It could push Ethereum. It could push Ethereum up as well. So let's watch them when the market opens. Watch them flows. But we are just now tipping altcoin season, and it's officially altcoin season according to the numbers. Let's see if we can hang on to this baby and get this altcoin running. But I told you guys 70 on the Fear and Greed Index. Go back and watch the videos. I kept telling you guys 70 was where we're going to start seeing these things roll, these altcoins roll, and boom, we hit 70, and boom, we hit altcoin season. There's Seiko. I see Seiko in the chat. Seiko woke up this morning. He's doing his thing over there. He got done spooning with his girl, wiping the juju bees from the sides, and he's good. And here we are, guys. We are pumping. Selmo, tell Nancy I need a couple stock updates. I need to know where to put my money in the stock market, what's coming, because I gotta make some money, and this is what we got to do, baby. But Good morning to you, Seiko, and appreciate you, man. As always. So with that, we are up out of here for the day. TGIF, you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Remember, guys, it is Friday, so we could get a market pullback in the afternoon as usual on a Friday. But with that, you guys have a phenomenal weekend. We'll see what I do this weekend, if I can get at you guys or not. And we'll do this, man. We'll do this, man. Watch the market, baby, because we are moving. Don't count your money until it's in your bank account, though. We up out of here. Peace.